My name is Peter Pham, and I go by Peter, that's fine. I am a mathematics major, minoring in education as of last semester. I'm in my first semester of field experience, and I will be interning in Punta Gorda Middle School in Charlotte County, because that's the county that I live. Share what you hope to get out of this course. I'm hoping to find more reasons why I should continue pursuing education. Last semester, I took Adolescent Growth and Development with Professor Martelli, and I also volunteered tutoring and caring for students at Colonial Elementary School during their after-school program. As a math major, teaching was not high on my list of to-dos, but after dipping my toes into the College of Education courses, I found myself hooked. This semester, my entire course schedule consists of my minor courses, and I'm hoping my interest and excitement in this field is not just a momentary distraction, but instead the first steps towards a new path towards my eventual career. Okay, so the first selection I found was on page 13. I'll just read it out. So, each decision is based on information that Michelle has gathered through a multitude of student interactions and behavior. Research indicates that a teacher may have as many as 1,000 or even 1,500 interactions with students each day. Often these interactions and decisions occur with incomplete or inaccurate information, making the job of teaching even more difficult. So this selection is after they had Michelle essentially go through the little bits of her day and all these different examples of her interactions, like a selection of them. So this selection is thought-provoking for me because as a manager of a business, I can relate to the fact that often my interactions with my employees are based on incomplete or inaccurate information, and my ability to gather as much information as possible to correct any disciplinary or managerial actions taken is very critical to my success or failure to keep my restaurant flowing smoothly. The second selection is found on page 21. An intriguing and very recent trend is to involve students in all aspects of assessment, from designing tasks and questions to evaluating their own and others' work. Engaging students in developing assessment exercises, creating scoring criteria, applying criteria to student products, and self-assessment all help students understand how their own performance is evaluated. This understanding, in turn, facilitates student motivation and achievements. Students learn to confidently evaluate their performance as well as the performance of other students. And then it goes into an example of such. With the paragraph ending, that is, assessment for learning becomes as important as the assessment of learning. So this selection is very interesting because it feels very intuitive to allow the learner to self-assess themselves. The thought that the assessment would only be coming from the instructor places the assumption that the student does not want to learn. If school is supposed to be a place where people come to garner knowledge and understanding about their world, then allowing assessment of learning or assessment as learning is a must for every classroom. The next selection is found on page 26 under the section Student Perceptions of Assessment. A new and exciting area of research on classroom assessment is investigating what students' perceptions are about tests and other assignments, and how these perceptions impact level of effort exerted, performance, meaningfulness of feedback, and emotional reactions to doing well or poorly, to getting right and wrong answers. Long neglected, we are now beginning to realize that assessment has meaning to students, and their interpretations, anticipations, and emotions are important. So this is something that I already do. As an aspiring teacher, I try to poll students in the age group that I feel I might be teaching in the future to see what their opinions are on things. So this includes their thoughts on assessments. That's something that I have just always done, managing or anytime I have to teach or share with someone. That's where I already go. So I'm glad that just in the first chapter of this book, we're already going there, which is great. The final selection that I found is on page 31. and it's the 11 standards from the updated standards for teacher competency and educational assessment of students, the one Brookhart 2011, the updated one. And I'm not going to go through all 11, but I just reading through those, I found those all very important. I should be able to master them as soon as I can, I guess. But I just found those very interesting, and so I wanted to make sure I noted those. So outside of school and educational things, I'm a father to my 3-month-old baby. My baby, named Tao, is where most of my attention goes to when I'm not either at work or going to school. And all of my life goals are focused around making sure things are going to work out for my daughter. I'm new at it, but it's very exciting. So first, I'm a father, a husband, lifelong learner, and hopefully a professional educator one day. So that's all for this first video log.